What's up? We're back with Glick's picks, and of course, we're looking at earnings reports. So, JWN Nordstrom, this stock has already been hammered, just like the rest of the market. You see this massive candle, the numbers just came out. The stock has basically rallied all the way up to 24.97. Next candle got us up to the 25.49. So, those are going to be our two high water marks so far for the pre market. Obviously, see what's happening right now. We're fading away. This one attempt to rally matches this candle. So tomorrow, you see how it's already forming this range right here where the lows have been met and the tops have been met. The tops of these candles right here is 22.53 and this one is 22.50. What we're going to do is we're going to buy 1,000 shares at 22.50 tomorrow if this stock opens up below 22.50. Because what's going to happen is we get past the 22.50, that's going to trigger buying, and we're going to look to sell at 23 for 500 shares. And then you see where the top of this candle is right there? That's the 23.49 candle. And look at the bottom of this candle. That's 23.62. This one's 23.60. We're going to look right smack dab in the middle. And you know what we're going to do is we're going to look for 23.50. So we're going to buy 1,000 shares at 22.50 if it breaks above it. And then we're going to look to sell 500 at 23 and 23.50, which would be about a $750 profit. We'll address earnings at some other time. We also had Macy's come out with earnings. So let's do a quick look at what you see here. And I'm going to tell you exactly what we're going to do tomorrow. So just like Nordstrom's, you've rallied to 1870. You hit it 3 times and then you fell back to prior day VWAP. So far, you've kind of double bottomed at prior day VWAP. You've rallied back to around $18.26. So the idea is if this stock opens up tomorrow, anywhere between 1773 and 1826, we're going to look for it to consolidate in that level. And if it breaks over 1826, we're going to buy 2,000 shares at 1826. And we're going to use $18 on a stop on the first 1,000 and this 1773 area as our stop on the next 1,000. Again, you could adjust this according to how many shares you want to buy. Let's call it 200 shares. Thing is, $20 stocks, normally I'm buying 2,000 shares personally. That's where I place my stops. And you see, if we're getting it at 1825, all we're looking for on the first 1,000 is to get paid and get this trade going to 1850. So I'm going to take some quick profits at 1850 if it gets there. Then we're going to look for it to retrace to 1870. If it gets to 1870, we're going to sell just a couple of hundred out of that last 1,000 because we want to see if it breaks 1870. Breaks 1870, we're looking for 19. So what happens if this trade doesn't work? You've got your stops. But if it does break 1825 and it gets to 1850 and you sell that first 1,000, use the 1825s, you're out on the next 1,000, so you guarantee a profit on the trade. So that's Macy's. There's Nordstrom's. Let's stick with the clothing. I got URBN and quick glance. First move down was a monster move, 15. The stock quickly rebounded all the way back to the multi-day VWAP, and right now, as you're looking at it, it's come back to around $19.20. So, same kind of scenario. We'd rather buy it cheap. So tomorrow, anywhere between 1825 and 1876, we're going to be very excited about buying it. Under 20 bucks. Again, I'm normally buying 2,000 shares, but this one, there's no way to gauge how high it can go. So we're going to take a look at 2 days worth of VWAP. That gives us 1896. Let's take a look at 3 days worth of VWAP, 1925. Let's take a look at 4 days worth of VWAP, 1940. This might be one of those trades where we need to get a better price to get paid. But our 5-day VWAP's up there at 1980. So that's telling us that that stock, if it does trend, we can look at it 1980. So definitely looking at Urban, Macy's, and Nordstrom, JWN tomorrow. Thank you, and I'll see you in the morning.